She was born in a city many people couldn't even point to on a map. But her voice? It echoed across the world. Her hips told stories. Her soul carried a fire. This is the journey of Shakira, a girl who turned rejection into rhythm, pain into poetry, and love into legacy. Before the world knew her name, she was just a girl with a notebook and a dream.
I was born in Barranquilla, Colombia. My name means grateful, but life wasn't always kind. My dad lost everything in a business collapse. I saw my parents struggle. I remember watching him cry and promising myself I'd make sure they'd never cry for money again. I wasn't the loudest in the room, but my mind was always singing. I wrote my first song when I was 8. It was about losing a brother I never got to meet. That's how music started for me, not in celebration, but in sadness. At school, they told me my voice was too weird, too deep, too raw. They rejected me from the choir. I was devastated, but I kept writing and singing. If my voice was strange, then maybe it was meant for something strange, something big. I got signed at 13. My first 2 albums, commercial failures. I was crushed. I thought I'd lost my shot, but then I realized maybe that wasn't my story's end, just the beginning of something I had to fight harder for. I put my heart into pies descalzos, bare feet. It wasn't just music, it was me, raw, honest, unapologetic. And finally, people heard me, not just in Colombia, but across Latin America. I wanted to share my voice with the world, but English wasn't my language, so I studied it. Not just the words, but the culture, the rhythm, the soul. I didn't just translate my songs, I transformed them. That song exploded. Suddenly, I was on world stages, speaking in interviews, flying country to country. It was magical, but overwhelming. I missed home, I missed normalcy, I missed just being me. Success brought pressure, criticism, constant expectations. I felt like I had to dance harder, sing better, smile wider, but inside, sometimes I felt like I was fading. People knew the hips, the hair, the voice, but few knew the sleepless nights, the anxiety, the fear that one day I'd lose everything again. I fell in love, hard. It wasn't always easy being in the spotlight together, but we built a family. For a time, it felt like I had it all: love, music, motherhood, and I gave it everything. Then it fell apart. The betrayal, the heartbreak, the headlines, the silence after the storm. I was left alone, not just as a woman, but as a mother, and I had to find my voice again, not for the stage, but for survival. Heartbreak didn't destroy me, it awakened me. I wrote like never before. I cried and danced and screamed through melodies. I wasn't trying to impress anymore, I was healing. That performance wasn't just a show, it was a roar for every girl from Barranquilla, for every woman told she was too much. I didn't just perform, I declared I'm still here. Motherhood grounded me, reminded me of what matters. My boys, they don't care about charts or stadiums, they just want me to sing them to sleep. And that's my greatest concert. I'm Shakira, not just a pop star, a fighter, a mother, a woman who learned to sing not because life was perfect, but because music gave her power when everything else was falling apart.
Shakira's voice shook the world, but what truly echoed was her resilience. She wasn't born into fame. She wasn't handed a spotlight. She earned it note by note, scar by scar. Through every failure, every betrayal, every sleepless night, she kept singing. Not just for the world, but for herself. Because the truth is, sometimes the people who shine the brightest are the ones who have walked through the darkest nights. She didn't become a global icon by chance. She became one by choice, by standing tall when it would have been easier to kneel, by turning pain into poetry, and by choosing to rise, again and again. Maybe her hips didn't lie, but her eyes? They held decades of fire, heartbreak, and fierce love. So now we ask you, what do you carry in your voice? What pain could become your power? Was there a part of Shakira's story that reminded you of your own? Drop your thoughts below, we'd love to hear your rhythm. And remember, being too much is exactly what the world needs.